Hello, this is Superintendent Bedell. I simply want to congratulate the graduating class of 2020 from Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts. You all have worked extremely hard to get to this point. The Board of Education, the administration, faculty, and staff of the Kansas City Public School District just simply want to say to you, job well done, good luck, and we know that you will all go out and represent this Kansas City area, whether it's here locally, state, or around this country. Good luck to you.
To our distinguished guests, our school administrators, members of the board, and our illustrious superintendent, Dr. Mark Bedell, and especially to our Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts graduating class, welcome to Graduation 2020. Honored guests, on behalf of the graduating class, it is my pleasure to officially welcome you to witness this year's graduation ceremony. Very soon, you shall witness these graduates walking across the stage one by one to receive their awards and diplomas. It has been our honor that you have allowed us to be a part of your journey, and it has been a journey this year. When we began the 2019-2020 school year, none of us expected the difficulty we would encounter during the latter portion of second semester. None of us knew that we would be having school virtually in online classrooms and without a senior prom or any of the annual celebrations in which we have been accustomed. Nevertheless, you have persevered to reach this destination today, and I wish you all many blessings for the upcoming years in your lives. Graduates, I know you will all be successful. May the years to come be kind to you, and may God continue to bless and keep you for many more years to come. I want to take a minute to also thank all of the parents, as you have persevered with us, not only through 13 long years of education with your student, but also as we have waited for updates from the state of Missouri, which allowed us to have this graduation ceremony today. Guests, we are very proud and want to hear the names of each graduation candidate. Therefore, I kindly ask you to silence your cell phones and remain seated during the entire graduation service. Thank you very much for your patience, and have a great day celebrating your Paseo graduate.
Greetings. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed Board of Directors, Superintendent, and Cabinet of the Kansas City Public Schools. Kansas City Public Schools Board of Directors: Patty Mansur, Chair; Nate Hogan, Vice Chair; Manny Abarca, Treasurer; Rita Marie Cortez; Marvia Jones; Mark Wasserstrom; Jennifer Wolfsey. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Mark T. Bedell. Kansas City Public Schools Cabinet members: Dr. Marla Shepard, Deputy Superintendent; Linda Quinley, Chief Financial and Operations Officer; Dr. Jennifer Collier, Chief Human Resource Officer; William Thornton, Chief Legal Counsel; Kelly Wachel, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer.
Honored guest, I am Charles Waldeyer, counselor at Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts, and it is my pleasure to introduce and recognize our combined top 10 scholars from Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts and our early college campus students. The students will be called according to their rank. Trell Howard White, Felania Monchella Johnson, Kaya Washington, graduating in 3 years, Cameron Bria Jenkins, Nafisa Bahira Sheffen, Doxa Panima Hoyle, Kelsey Turner, Takedra Lachey Dukes, Opal Ann Teal, Angel Casterhone Rodriguez.
Oh, dear Lord.
At this time, I would like to introduce to you Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts Valedictorian, Ms. Philania Monchella Johnson.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Philania Johnson, and I am Paseo's class of 2020 valedictorian. I would like to thank God for giving me this opportunity to be on this stage today. I want to thank all parents, friends, faculty, staff, my family, and classmates for coming out to celebrate this special moment with us today. And I also would like to thank my mentor, Miss Ina, for pushing me and teaching me the importance of being a confident, strong Black young lady. To my senior class, we've seen each other through our good times, during performances, NHS inductions, and even school dances. Yet we have all witnessed each other at our bad times. We all know that some of us have been victims of dress code violations, being sent to room 103 for coming in with Nike slides on, struggling with certain teachers about our grades, and unfortunately watching certain friendships fade away. Senior year ended so unexpectedly because of the coronavirus, which struck without warning. Many of us prepared and purchased our prom accessories, but unfortunately prom was pushed back and no one had a clue what was next. Most of us have seen memes and jokes about us possibly not being able to graduate. Many people counted the class of 2020 out, but we are here today. Freshman year, many of us didn't take grades seriously. I thought it was time to play until one of my grade teachers gave me a reality check. Her name was Miss Burden. She gave me a D for a quarter grade, and I was so mad. That's when I learned how important it was to keep my GPA up. Instead of arguing with her about my grade, I decided to put in hard work by staying after school and getting help with work I didn't quite understand, and she was always willing to help me, and she told me, "No, you earned that D," and I had to admit that I did deserve the D. Luckily, that wasn't a semester grade because I wouldn't be standing here today as your valedictorian. Sophomore year was the year when we learned from our mistakes and continued to have fun. I got a job and my parents told me, "If you don't keep your grades up, you're not working." Luckily, that was never an issue. Junior year came around and we all had to take the ACT, SAT test, make many decisions, and get ourselves ready for the upcoming year. Senior year, we made it. The year when most of us experienced what you call senioritis. Some of us continued to work jobs after school and stayed up because assignments were due by midnight. Some of us procrastinated because we thought the time would revolve around us. This is the year when things were going great until spring break. We didn't realize how much we were going to miss each other and the jokes and laughs we shared as our senior year started to end. I want to thank all my close friends, you know who you are, for making a difference when times were hard for me. I could always hang out with Aaliyah and talk to her about anything. I could always have silly laughs with my best friend Asia because we would laugh at everything. My friend Hector, he's so funny. He knows how to keep everyone around him laughing continuously. And if you know me, then you know that me and Philip would get in arguments over the smallest things and get back cool within 2 minutes. I've learned a lesson from every single teacher I had, and that was to never give up. And I want to say thank you for never giving up on us as your students. I would say names, but my speech would never end because it's too many of y'all that I love. I want to thank my parents for being here for me every single day. Without them, I wouldn't take the important things serious as much as I do now. I enjoy being a role model for my youngling siblings because they get on my nerves at times. And being the oldest takes a lot of responsibility. My classmates, today is the first day of the rest of our lives, but so was yesterday, and so shall be tomorrow and each day after that. The decisions we make each day guides the course of our lives. To reach success, the definition of which is different for most of us, You must strive each day to move forward. We will not always succeed immediately, but that doesn't matter. A lack of success only becomes failure when you allow it to defeat you. Congratulations on your well-deserved success. Class of 2020, we did it!
We belong together, and you know that I'm right. Why do we feel this way? You know we can't deny.
Said we'd be forever. Said it never died. How could you love me and leave me and never say goodbye? When I can't sleep at night 'cause these dreams hold me tight. Each time I try, I just break down and cry. Pain in my head, oh, I'd rather be gone. Spinning around and around, oh, we go to the end of the road. Still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you. Don't let it, don't let it, don't let it go.
Students, administration, and guests, it is my pleasure to now recognize all of the Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts graduation candidates, and to give special recognition to Paseo's early college campus valedictorian and the Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts valedictorian. Mr. Trell White, our early college academy valedictorian, has also received a very prestigious award, the Marion Block Scholarship Award from UMKC. Ms. Valania Johnson, the Paseo Academy valedictorian, is a member of the National Honor Society and one of Paseo recipients of the KC Scholars Scholarship Award. Mr. White and Ms. Johnson will both receive Paseo valedictorian medals. Next, I want to recognize the recipient of this year's Principals Award. The student who will be receiving this award attended Paseo from the 7th through the 12th grade. Her behavior, her grades, and her attendance have remained exceptional throughout. This student is always the first to offer help within the school to the teachers, the administrators, and to the student body. She maintains a great attitude and often cheers on others to achieving their goals. Ms. Aaliyah Can is the student who will be receiving this medal. Finally, I want to give special recognition to a young lady who has been one of Paseo's strongest academic students and graduated with the top 10 students at Paseo after only attending high school for 3 years. In addition to excelling in all of her classes and receiving all of her credits by the end of her junior year, Kel has also excelled within her major and was featured musician in many programs. She will go far in her life as well as in her career, and I have a special award for Miss Kel Washington. Superintendent Dr. Mark T. Bedell. Will you please join me at the podium? On behalf of Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts, it is my honor to present you the 2020 candidates for graduation. These students have all met the district and state graduation requirements to be considered a graduate from the Kansas City Public Schools. Dr. Bedell, do you accept our graduating class of 2020 from Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts?
I do. To the class of 2020, before I offer my remarks, I want to say to each and every single one of you that I understand how painful this school year concluded. You didn't get an opportunity to have a prom. You didn't get an opportunity to do your senior picnics and all of your senior activities during the month of May. You didn't get an opportunity to have a traditional commencement. And it hurts me just as much as I know it hurts every single one of you and every single one of our parents, guardians, and supporters of you. Because this also was the year that my firstborn was going to walk across the stage. So, on top of having a health pandemic, we find ourselves dealing with much, much more during these extraordinary times. But what I'm here to share with you is that extraordinary times produce extraordinary people. My message is simple for each and every single one of you. You are extraordinary. This accomplishment that we are celebrating today, your graduation, is indeed remarkable. More than 90% of our students in the Kansas City Public School District are children of color. Most of the faces I see in here tonight look a lot like me, black or brown. It wasn't that long ago when very few of you, because of the color of your skin, would have been given any sort of opportunity to cross this stage. It wasn't that long ago, maybe 2 generations ago, maybe less. Many of you have parents and certainly grandparents who remember legal segregation and who participated in the civil rights movement to bring that to an end. They fought to earn your right and opportunity to cross this stage. That makes this day extraordinary. The narrative of the dominant white society would have us believe that our struggle ended with legal equality. It did not. Hate and racism were planted in the foundations of this nation. We all know that. From the first enslaved Africans brought to this continent in 1619 to the 2/3 compromise embedded in the Constitution, to the Dred Scott case and segregation, we know the truth of who we are as a people. This has always been 2 nations, divided, unequal, and inequitable. That foundation of hate, fear, and racism didn't die with the civil rights movement. It evolved. White America figured out how to take some of the very tools created to help us, like the 13th Amendment, and twist them against us. We were criminalized and marginalized. And this is something that I have constantly talked about as a superintendent since arriving here 4 years ago. White America maintained its monopoly on wealth, health, and opportunity. Black and brown people became fugitives in their own skin through the corruption of law enforcement, financial institutions, and yes, schools. We know these things are true. We knew they were true while watching George Floyd have the life squeezed out of him under the knee of a white police officer. We are all gasping for air. And yet, you are crossing this stage and getting your diploma. Even with that degree of oppression, even with the weight of history against your neck, you did this, you earned this. That is why this day is extraordinary. If you can earn a high school diploma in face of such overwhelming forces of fear, hate, racism arrayed against you, imagine for a minute what else you can do. Anything, everything. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't get any easier, but you all are strong. You are all titans. You have the blood of survivors in your veins. I truly believe that you are the most resilient, adaptable, and innovative generation we've seen, given all that you have been through. That is why this day is extraordinary, and that is why you all are extraordinary. Help one another. Keep telling the truth. Keep marching. Keep holding authority figures, including us, accountable. Keep breaking that rock. We will overcome. It is a privilege to have been part of the Kansas City Public Schools who helped guide you to this point. We will continue to have your back as you push forward. Now go out and be extraordinary. Upon the recommendation of the administration and faculty of Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts, I seek the authority of the chair and the school board of the Kansas City Public Schools to confer upon each of you a high school diploma with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Members of the board, do you accept this class? Yes. Thank you. As superintendents of schools, I certify that these seniors have met all of the requirements set forth by the Kansas City Public Schools Board in the state of Missouri. By the power vested in me, I hereby declare the class of 2020 to be graduates of Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts.
Amal Abdullah Ali. Blanca Parantos. Sydney Elise Alessandra Bell. Duran Anthony Brooks, Visual Arts. Diamond Jashawn Brown, Visual Arts. Malcolm Jerron Bryant, Visual Arts. Aaliyah Siobhan Itis Khan, Dance. Angel Gadiel Castrillon Rodriguez, Instructional Music. Nafisa Bariha Sheffin, Vocal Music. Ronell Trayvon Copes, Visual Arts. Takedra Lachey Dukes, Instrumental music, early college admissions. Hanifa Tajay Forji, creative writing. Jordan Khalil Forbes, visual arts. Samaya Sincere Denique Harris, visual arts. Imani S. Hatcher, instructional music. Doxa Hanima Hill, Early College Academy. Kelron LaShawn Hooker, instructional music.
Asia S. Howard Brown, instrumental music. Layla Nicole Landers, vocal music. Nayarain Christina Linda Lewis, vocal music. Day Rain McKinney, visual art, Early College Academy. Hector Noel Meza Molina, instrumental music. Elliot M. Morales, visual art. Tariq Tavon Carlos Maxwell, broadcasting. Michelle Adrian Morrison, visual art. Caius Malik O'Harity, theater. Alice Oliveras, visual art. Michelle Monet Paulton, dance. Jalen Kelly Porter, visual art. Philip Robert Smith, dance. Sebastian Julian Solis, instrumental music. Victoria Nicole Spivey, visual arts. Mark Ryan Thomas, instrumental music. Jadarius Jamal Turner, visual art. Kelsey Turner, visual art. Shalay Perline Wade, dance. Cameron Bria Jenkins, vocal music. Valenia Monchella Johnson, instrumental music. Myla Mitchell, vocal music. Kaya Novella Washington, instrumental music. Markel Wilson, broadcasting.
This is funny. I'm listening I'm listening to some of the things you all are saying as parents, and we were just over here talking a few minutes ago. I'm Dr. Bedell, superintendent. I want to say this to you all. None of us ever predicted that we would be having commencement like this. That's number one. Number two, as a parent, I don't want to do it this way. We don't have a choice, right? And I'm a parent of a graduating senior this year too, my firstborn. And some of you talked about not crying, and we was over here talking. I think when she comes here and she comes across the stage, I heard a dude say, one of the fathers here say, I ain't gonna cry. I might be crying in a couple of days when my daughter walk across this stage, okay? But I want to say this to you all. I'm proud of you all as parents, guardians, supporters, relatives, and friends of these seniors. I also want to say this to our graduates. You know the kind of times that we're in right now in this country, and many of you are getting ready to move into this world. You're going to have an opportunity to make a difference. You're going to be the group that will come out of this school system and be in the forefront of revolutionary change in this country, because we need it. We have a country built on structural racist tenets, and you all have an opportunity to help lead us as the next generation to make it easier for your kids when you all start to move into that phase of adulthood. So I'm proud of you. I apologize to you that you didn't get to have your prom, that you didn't get to do all of your senior activities during the month of May, and that you don't get to have a traditional commencement. But here's what I can promise you. What you are going to get when this is all pieced together is probably one of the most polished commencements virtually in this country. Mark my word. And this you will have for the rest of your lives. So to all of you, thank you. Enjoy your weekend, and thank you for trusting us with your kids.
As we prepare for this recessional, I would like for the class of 2020 to please stand. At this time, I say to you, congratulations, Paseo Academy, graduating class of 2020, and job well done. You may now turn your tassels to the left.
To this wonderful and talented class of 2020, I want to remind you that today is the first day of the rest of your life. You have reached one of your first milestones in this stage of life's journey. Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts is based upon scholars like you who have the talent and the knowledge to stand out more than others around you. Many talents often go unnoticed because they have not been yet developed. But you have the opportunity to show the world your greatness. Graduates, you were created with a melody inside of you that only you can release. Please don't leave your songs unsung, your pictures unpainted, your dances incomplete, or your plays unperformed. Write that famous novel. or become that famous doctor, attorney, or even teacher, the one that's needed in the world around you today. You owe it to yourself and to your family and to this world to reveal the successful person that's inside of every one of you. Congratulations again to this great class of 2020. Go, Pirate Nation.
I am so glad these kids are able to do this, especially with Corona going on. He's happy about it. I'm happy about it.
Good.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Come on, I can scoot down. Oh, congratulations, everybody. I'm a proud mom. Good. Okay. Congratulations.
I'm happy to graduate, even though we have COVID-19.
It feels good to finally have really matured and be able to go on and do things that I'm ready to do as an adult now.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Cheese. Congratulations, Kaya!
Hello everybody, my name is Dayton Moore and I'm the General Manager of the Kansas City Royals. On behalf of our organization and this very proud community, we'd like to congratulate Paseo Academy's graduating class of 2020. I want to thank you for this amazing privilege to be able to share with you today. We feel so passionately about the next generation. We have a great heart for the next generation and a great belief in your future. I'm reminded daily that the future, it only works for those that believe in it. And I want to encourage you to believe in your future and to always expect good things to happen in your lives. And I want to share with you just 7 really basic leadership principles that I've always tried to apply in my life. I call it organizational harmony. And I think these principles work in every aspect of life, whether it be in your family, your community, your team, your business, wherever you are. If you can apply these principles, I think you'll be on your way of having that harmony and that peace in your lives that we all desperately strive for. And so one of the things that I commit each and every year is to do the following. 1, I want to remind myself to settle disputes quickly. I don't want ill relations with people in my life, especially people that I'm close to. And when I work hard to settle those disputes quickly, it shows that I'm willing to forgive. And forgiveness is such a key element to happiness and success in life. We never want that seed of bitterness planted inside that's going to destroy our demeanor and give us an improper perspective on life. We're the one that is constantly hurt if we're unable to forgive. So forgiveness is a huge part of that by settling disputes quickly you are practicing forgiveness. Secondly, be responsive. Be responsive to people. It just simply shows that you care about them. Thirdly, have an above and beyond attitude. Give people more than they expect. It shows that you're willing to serve them and put them first. And leadership begins and ends with putting others first. Leaders exist to help other people. Value them first. Serve others. Have an above and beyond attitude. Fourthly, stand up for your people. I found the best way to encourage others is by standing up for them. And when you encourage people, you are motivating them. When they know that you have their back and you're willing not to kick them when they're down, but lend a helping hand when they are struggling, it brings great source of encouragement to their lives and helps them get through the next day. Remain calm in the eye of the storm. Learn to respond instead of react. This is so important. I've learned when emotion comes in, logic often leaves. Prayer is a big part of how I learn to remain calm in the eye of the storm. I'm a man of faith. Some of you may or may not know that, but I rely on my faith to get me through these troubling and challenging times. In fact, we're in a storm right now. And I would just challenge you to try to find proper perspective, seek wise counsel, deal with this in a way that you can use it to your benefit going forward. Challenges are meant to mold us and shape us and guide us in the future. Learn to respond instead of react by remaining calm in the eye of the storm. Share the glory. You've already experienced a lot of success, and you're going to even experience more success in your life. And when you achieve those great accomplishments, people have helped you along the way. Give others credit. Share the glory. It shows that you're humble, and people want to follow humble leaders. And finally, practice one-on-one communication. Spend time with others in small groups, one-on-one. Shows that you're willing to give perhaps your most important commodity, and that's your time. Plus, you learn to delight in others, and you share your heart, and you find common ground. Dr. King said, if you want to be understood, you must understand somebody else. Finally, I'd like to share a quick story about one of the best leaders I've ever been around. His name is Alex Gordon. You know him as our star left fielder, somebody who's accomplished great things on the field, in our community, and leading his family. But Alex's career didn't start out like that. Yes, he broke into the major leagues with a lot of hype and a lot of expectations, but he wasn't fulfilling those expectations. And we went to him 3 years into his career, and we told him that we were sending him down to AAA Omaha. We were giving him a demotion. In fact, a lot of people weren't sure that he would ever become a star player. Some people didn't think he'd ever make it even back to the major leagues. And when we met with Alex, I noticed something about how he handled things. He didn't make an excuse. He didn't blame his hitting coach. He didn't blame his manager. He didn't say things like, hey, Dayton, why don't you just trade me? You're not a very good general manager. He didn't do any of that. Alex said, I'll do whatever you want me to do. And I said, that's good, Alex, because we're going to ask you to move from third base to left field. See, we got this young player by the name of Mike Moustakas, who's going to be our third baseman next year. That didn't change Alex's attitude. Alex said, I'll do whatever you want me to do. He showed up in Omaha right away. He went to work. He did what the very best leaders and the most successful people do. They take their situation, their circumstance, whatever event that they're presented with, and they take it as the very best thing to ever happen to them in their life. They take that challenge, that hardship, and they use it to their advantage to shape them and mold them and make them better. Because Alex didn't make excuses, and he used that situation to better himself, he became a 7-time Gold Glover, a 3-time All-Star, a Platinum Award winner, two-time American League champion, and a World Series champion, and he's in his 14th year here with the Kansas City Royals. He's one of the very best leaders I've ever been around because he didn't make excuses. He accepted his situation, his circumstance, the storm in his life, and he used it to be better and become the champion that he is today. So again, we're so thankful to be a part of this ceremony. We're very proud of you. We wish you well. You are our future, and you're going to continue to make us so very proud here in Kansas City.